This video falls under fair use. Fair use allows commentary, criticism, and reactions. What's up, back with another one. So today, I'm going to show you this clip of Stephen A speaking on Alexis Ohanian. Check this clip out.
And then last week, Alexis Ohanian comes on the show, and it's the whole big thing about him saying something about you not being married.
Right.
How do you weigh what you say about people because you may have a situation like that or that person is on your show and now you have to deal with them having residual feelings from something you already said?
Well, first of all, let's go to that. Alexis Ohanian, Serena Williams' husband. It would have been an entirely different situation if I were in studio. I'm on remote. You know, you're not looking at the camera. You there to promote something on behalf of ESPN Plus and stuff like that. And don't think for 1 second that I'm going to let some petty spat get in the way of my money. That ain't going to happen. I'm just not going to do that. Okay, I was born at night, not last night. That's number one. Number two, it really wasn't much, because if you think about what I was saying about Serena at the time, it wasn't really about, you know, I was on the air with a couple of other guys and we were joking about Kendrick Lamar performing Not Like Us at the Super Bowl when Serena Williams came back and danced on stage. And obviously, I don't cover pop culture, but everybody knew that supposedly Drake was her ex and stuff like that. All I said was, you know, and I should not have said it this way, I'll concede that, but in going to commercial, joking around, I said, hey, take your back to him. You know what I'm saying? And all I was saying was, is like, most men, I was using it to get into a generic. You know how you're talking about something in football, or you are, and then you'll bring up relationships. Yeah. It's comparatives. All I was saying was, as men, if I'm married and my wife got the energy and the fervor to show up on Super Bowl Sunday and go out on stage specifically to dance off of a song that's disrespecting her ex, my question would be, what's that energy about? Why do you have that energy? Ain't you supposed to be happy with me?
But it was more the LA energy.
I got that.
Yeah.
But you said that.
Yeah.
But I was saying to you how I saw it
right
at the time. You saw it. The other analysts on the show might have saw it differently. Yeah. I wasn't even saying, I know LA, Compton, whole nine, I got it. But what I'm saying, I was saying as men,
right,
we would be like, well, why you got that kind of energy with the ex? And that's where we get into a bigger, broader subject about what pisses me off about how pathetic this industry can be at times. Don't act like you don't agree with me. Don't act like you don't see, meaning you don't see what I'm saying. Don't act like I'm out of left field as a man. You're a woman, I got it. I understand. What dude does not understand what I was saying? But everybody gonna act like they did it because of clicks. And we want to side with it, we want to agree with or whatever. I know people who are white in their 60s and are high powered that was like, that was a good point, Stephen A. That was a good point. because we know. Yeah. And that's all I'm saying. So I mean no disrespect. And I ain't trying to make it bigger than what it is and stuff like that. But I would have just said to him to his face if I was in the studio, are we really gonna have this discussion? Seriously, bro? Because I'm not gonna go there about anything.
And that's what I think. You're in a position in that sense is that you're not, and you shouldn't ask that question to a man about his wife. And that's just one of those situations where you are gonna have to eat it. And I think what he's saying too, though, Chan, like, that wasn't his intent, right, but you can apologize for the impact.
Right.
Let me just jump in real quick. So Stephen A is mad because Alexis really pulled up on that show like he had something big to prove. And Stephen A looked caught off guard but kept it cool. It's wild seeing someone jump into your workspace over a comment.
Right, like if this is some way bother you, that wasn't what I was trying to do. Now, if I don't F with you, then I ain't gonna say that because I really don't care how it impacted you. And so I think that sometimes that's part of what we go through. And then obviously, too, that's Serena.
Right.
Yeah, we not disrespecting her in no way.
Never. I would never do that.
And so, like, that's the other piece.
But I'm looking at him like, you going to do this on national television? You going because I was basically saying to him, please don't force me to respond to what you're doing. Yeah. Because of the segment going on 2 minutes longer, and he kept pushing that subject, it was going to be a problem. Because now you're inviting me to ask you. You're inviting, so I'm wrong? I'm wrong as a man for asking the question. Oh, why you got that kind of energy? What man do you know gets married believing he's the consolation prize?
Nobody.
Thank you.
Not one.
I have nothing else to say.
You rest your case?
I rest my case. That's all I was saying.
What's up? So what are my thoughts about this? Here's the thing. When Alexis Ohanian showed up on that ESPN show, it felt more like a personal move than anything else. You could tell there was still some tension from Stephen A's past comments about Serena Williams doing the Crip Walk during Kendrick Lamar's concert, which was being read by some folks as a low-key shot at Drake, considering their history. Alexis clearly didn't like the fact that Stephen A brought any critique towards Serena at all, especially in a moment that Kendrick clearly appreciated. But here's where it gets a little extra. Pulling up like that on national television through a FaceTime call just feels like doing too much. Stephen A is paid to give takes. Some people are gonna like it, some aren't, and that's just how this works. If Alexis had something to say, there's a better way to do it than sliding into someone's live segment with energy. At the end of the day, everyone involved is grown and successful. No need to get pressed over one opinion on a performance moment. Serena is still respected. Kendrick did his thing. And honestly, that whole moment wasn't even worth this kind of attention. Sometimes people just want to turn small things into big ones when it's really not that deep. Let it go and move on. Okay, so drop a comment, smash that like button, and make sure you subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video.